the 11th now, and they continue to work on Carbajal furiously in his corner. He's got problems with both eyes. He certainly doesn't have any problem with his heart. He's taken a lot of punishment and showed a lot of the greatness that he once was 5-6 years ago, as he continues to work and try to find a way against a young fighter who took a great shot and bounced right back up in round 6.
Well, and Alan, you went back to a key point in this fight inappropriately. He was nailed with a big right hand, and Carbajal jumped on him after that. So it wasn't that Carbajal didn't try and go after him, and Arce showed lots of poise, didn't lose his confidence, and was able to get right back into his game plan and fight effectively. Clearly, this is not quite the Michael Carbajal of the past. But I will say this for Carbajal. It's been a gutsy effort, and he's shown flashes of his excellence.
And Arce's shown great footwork all night, continues the movement. You get the feeling, Al, maybe if he wanted to bore in and just start throwing hard punches, he could do it, but he knows that he's done enough so far. If he has to get a decision, certainly here in the bull ring tonight, that he will do it.
Well, and it's also a mistake against Michael Carbajal, because we saw in the counter right hand he threw that when you're stationary in front of Carbajal, it's a problem. Chiquita Gonzalez was stationary for their first fight, ended up losing, and then for their last 2 fights, he moved and he won. Blood again trickling down the eye of Carbajal, though Danny and his crew did a very good job of stemming the flow of blood.
We're inside a minute and a half left in round 11.
Carbajal, nice right
by Carbajal. Carbajal is on top of him, a big right. That's 125 of the 11th round, and Arce's in big trouble. Arce is out. The fight has been stopped.
Wow.
A big upset from Michael Carbajal, who hung in and waited for his opportunity, and when he found it, he landed a huge punch. You could feel it all the way across the ring, and Arce was out on his feet, and he was not coming back.
The interesting thing is, there was never a knockdown called, and appropriately so by the referee. He was thrown down, but once he stood up, it was obvious to the referee, and no complaints from Arce's corner, that he was in trouble. That was a fascinating and appropriate stoppage, and Michael Carbajal, from nowhere, lands the right hand that had done so well for him early in the fight and hurts Jorge Arce. Let's take a look at it. There's the right hand. Hey, it's a beauty. Who's not going to be hurt by a right hand like that? Now, the referee is stepping in, and Carbajal ends up throwing him to the ground. So it's kind of appropriate not to call a knockdown here. He kind of throws him down. No, shouldn't be called a knockdown. That's a correct call. But when Arce gets up, the referee rightfully looks at him and says, I don't think this young man can continue. There is the beautiful straight right hand by Carbajal.
Much the same punch as we saw in round 6, except for this one was more on the button. But you can see the great strength that the kid has, because as you're pointing out, Al, they finally had to push him to the mat, but then when he gets up.
Now, it is interesting here, in theory, the referee did jump in pretty quick to stop it. I thought there would be protests by Arce's corner. I really thought Paul Calles could have taken a moment or two more to look at Arce. And truthfully, if I were in Arce's corner, I might have complained about that. And yet, his corner and Arce and this crowd have been pretty docile about it, because I think he could have given him another opportunity to at least see if he could have hung in there. Either way, Michael Carbajal is the winner, and he is again a world champion.
What a tremendous moment, and what a tremendous upset, as he is now 4 fights into his comeback, and they're putting a belt on him right now as we speak. Did you think, Al Bernstein, you'd see that tonight?
No, certainly not, as we headed into those middle rounds, and for young Jorge Arce, what a